Good evening, second graders. I hope that you had fun today for Halloween. I know I did, but unfortunately, we do still have math homework, so let's get this practice over with. I know that we practiced today at school and you guys seem to be doing a little bit better, but I know a little more practice always helps us learn the material. So let's go ahead and start reading number 1 together. Trevor has 5 race cars. Oliver has 4 more race cars than Trevor. Harry has 6 more race cars than Oliver. How many race cars does Harry have? Okay, so we're talking about the number of race cars Harry has. And let's go back and find information about Harry in our word problem. If I look at the third sentence, I can see Harry has 6 more race cars than Oliver. So I see more than. That lets me know that Harry is being compared to Oliver. So I'm going to start by drawing compare bars. Okay, and in the problem it says Harry has more than Oliver. So since Harry has more, he goes on top and Oliver goes on the bottom. Okay, and the one with more always goes in the long bar. So how many does Harry have? We don't know. That's what the question's asking for. So we're going to put a question mark there. And then how many does Oliver have? Let's read it again. Trevor has 5 race cars. Well, we're not talking about Trevor. We're talking about Oliver. Oliver has 4 more race cars than Trevor. So it told us that he has more than Trevor, but it hasn't told us how many he has. So let's put a line here for now. That's some missing information that we will need to draw or make a second equation for. Okay, the difference between Harry and Oliver, that was back here in the sentence that we found with Harry. Harry has 6 more race cars than Oliver, so I'm going to put 6 for the difference. So if I wrote my equation right now, there would be a box minus, and then a blank line because we still need to solve for that, 6. Okay, M minus F equals D, always for a compare problem. Now I need to figure out how many race cars Oliver has. When we think about Oliver, we saw that he has more than Trevor. So that means we need to do another compare type equation to find out how many Oliver has. Now it says he has 4 more than Trevor, so I know 4 is the difference. Since Oliver has more, his amount would go here for more, but we don't know how many, so we're just going to put the line. And then fewer is Trevor, and it says Trevor has 5 race cars. So I'm going to put 5 for Trevor. I'll just write this here. Ollie for Oliver, and then Trev for Trevor. So that makes it a little more clear. So Oliver minus Trevor equals 4 for the difference. Now remember, whenever we're looking for this first number, we can add these 2 numbers together because they are the partners that make up this total. So 5 plus 4, I know 5 plus 4 is 9. That's right. So I'm going to put 9 here. Now I know how many race cars Oliver has, so I can go back to my first equation and put 9 in for Oliver. And now I'm able to solve this. So just like we did at the bottom, we can add these 2 numbers together because they are the partners, 9 and 6. 9 plus 6. So I know 9 plus 1 more is 10. And 6 is 5 and 1. So if I've already added 1, I need to add 5 more. 10 plus 5 is 15. Very good. So I'm going to write 15 at the bottom. I'm going to go back and look for my label. How many race cars? So then I'll write race cars as my label. So the answer was 15 race cars. Okay, let's go to the next problem. Number 2, let's read it together. Susie has 14 fish in her fish tank. 8 of the fish are goldfish, and some are piranhas. Susie buys 7 more piranhas for her tank. How many piranhas are in her tank now? Okay, so I need to look at the question. The question is telling me that it is a start change result. What key word do you see in this question that is telling me that? Let's read the question one more time, and I want you to think about what word is letting me know that. How many piranhas are in her tank now? That's right. The word that is telling me this is start change result is now. Now means that it is a result because that's how many they have at the end. So since this is the question, I'm going to put a box for the result. Now I need to go back and look for my start and my change. So we're talking about piranhas. How many piranhas are in her tank? So I need to figure out how many piranhas does Susie start with. Okay, it says Susie has 14 fish in her fish tank. It does not say Susie has 14 piranhas. So that doesn't tell me. Okay, so I'll keep reading. 8 of the fish are goldfish and some are piranhas. Okay, so it says some are piranhas, so I don't have that information yet. I'm going to put a line here. Let's keep reading for the change. Susie buys 7 more piranhas for her tank. Okay, she's buying 7 more. So that is the change. And since she's buying more, we know that this is addition. Very good. So we need to add 7. Okay, so now we need to find out the start. Let's go back and read one more time and figure out how can we find out how many piranhas she started with. So it says Susie has 14 fish in her fish tank. Okay, I'm just going to underline that. She has 14 fish. 8 are goldfish, and then the rest are piranhas. Some are piranhas. So altogether, she has 14, and then some are goldfish, some are piranhas. So that's telling me I can solve this with a part-whole type equation. Altogether, she had 14 fish. One part is goldfish. I'll put GF for goldfish. And the other part is piranhas. So now I can figure out how many piranhas she has. So it says she had 8 goldfish plus some piranhas. So 8 plus what gives me 14? Okay, if I want to subtract 8 from 14, I can do 14 minus 4 equals 10. And then 10 minus 4 equals 6. Okay, and this missing number here, I'm going to take it and put it in for my start because that is how many piranhas Susie had at the start. So 6. And now I can go back to solving my original equation. 6 plus 7 equals box. I'm going to start with 7 and then count on 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now I can count all together and find the answer. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So our answer is 13. And before we said this problem is about piranhas, so that is our label. Okay. I hope that you were able to do this problem. It's very similar to a problem we did in class today. Let's go on to number 3. Okay, number 3. Malik has 16 books. She has 5 fiction books, and the rest are nonfiction. Nasli gives Malik some more nonfiction books. Now Malik has 17 nonfiction books. How many nonfiction books did Nasli give Malik? Okay, so we need to find out how many books were given to Malik. So if someone's giving someone something else, that means we're dealing with a change. So we need to do this as a start, change, result equation. Now, how many nonfiction books did Nasli give Malik? If we're giving, we know that's the change, so we're going to put the box for change. Now let's look for a start and for a result. Malik has 16 books. Should I write 16 here for the start? No, I shouldn't. That's right. Because the question is asking how many non-fiction books. So we're looking for a specific type of books. And here, 16 is all of her books all together. So I can't write 16 for the start. Let's keep reading. She has 5 fiction books and the rest are nonfiction. Okay, so it hasn't told me how many nonfiction. So I'm going to draw a line here for the start because we don't have that information. Nasli gives Malik some more. So since she's getting more, we need to be adding this change. Now Malik has 17 nonfiction books. So she has 17 now. So now I need to find this start, just like our last problem. It is very similar to our last problem. Okay, so I know that she has 16 books altogether, some fiction, some nonfiction. So I know that I need to do a compare equation. No, that's right. I need to do a part, whole. Okay, so part 1, part 2, and the whole. We know the whole is all of her books together, which is 16. Part 1 is fiction and part 2 is nonfiction. So she has 5 fiction books, and then we're looking for how many nonfiction books she had at the start. So again, I can do 16 and then take 5 away to find this missing addend. And 6 minus 5 is 1. So I know that 16 minus 5 is 11. Good. Okay, now I'm going to take this 11 and move it up to my start. And now I'm ready to solve for this change. So to draw this picture, I'm going to start with 11. I'm going to count up to 17 to find how many more I needed to get to 17, or at least to prove how many I needed. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And I'm going to count one more time to double check my work. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, I did it all the way to 17. Now I can count my circles, which I have 4 plus 2 more is 6. So our answer is 6. And if we go back for the label, we said how many? Nonfiction books. So our label should be 6 nonfiction books. I bet that you guys were definitely able to figure that one out after problem number 2 because they were so similar. Okay, but we'll keep working on this tomorrow in class. We are going to have our quiz on Sunday, so we'll have another day to work and practice these skills. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. I hope you aren't eating too much candy tonight, but even if you are, that's okay because it's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. See you tomorrow.